fake gurus promising you world financial freedom from a 9-to-5 grind and the secret to building wealth without too much effort. Most of those people who have built their empires on flashy cars, rented mansions, and broken promises have been brought back down to earth today. Let's dig deeper into the real-life stories of some of the biggest fake gurus out there, take a look at where they are now, and see how those sneaky tricks finally caught up with them. Number 1. Kevin David, the unemployed CEO, exposed. Kevin David, known as the unemployed CEO, rose to prominence selling entrepreneurial courses, encouraging people to quit their jobs and follow his path to financial freedom. That was all too fascinating for him: luxurious cars, cool trips, and promises about a bright future. He filled up his social media pages with pictures of expensive goods, private jets, designer watches, and extreme experiences, all of which were carefully crafted to catch wide-eyed followers. Of course, it wasn't long before it became clear that Kevin's empire was standing on shaky legs. Kevin Marketing mainly bases his offers on having only some limited spots available, and also offering limited time opportunities so that people push them into buying his courses. Many of his students were left with nothing but disappointment and debt, as the promised secrets to wealth were nothing more than basic information repackaged with high production value. Behind the glamorous facade, Kevin's business practices began to unravel, exposing the deceit at the core of his operations. In November 2022, the FTC exposed Kevin David for manipulating reviews and making false promises about cryptocurrency investments and Amazon FBA programs. Kevin's company, DK Automation, used fake testimonials, deleted negative reviews, and even paid people to give positive reviews. The illusion of success finally crumbled when he was fined $2.6 million. His story is yet another reminder that fake success eventually catches up to you. Number 2. Robert Kiyosaki, The Fall of Rich Dad. First in line is Robert Kiyosaki, author of the blockbuster book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Kiyosaki became a financial icon, praised by millions who saw his book as a Bible for getting rich. The book has such a compelling narrative of learning how to be financially independent from his rich dad that it started to captivate audiences worldwide. So get this, Kiyosaki's been having his own money troubles behind the scenes, even going to bankruptcy. In 2012, his company, Rich Global LLC, got socked with a $24 million bill to Learning Annex, which is this education company that helped promote his events. The Learning Annex was a big part of the ascension to fame by Kiyosaki, and his falling out really showed the shaky financial foundation beneath his public persona. When it came time to pay up, his company was flat broke, so he filed for bankruptcy, which was pretty shocking given that he was supposed to be all about financial acumen. Even though he's got some serious money problems, Kiyosaki isn't shy about his debt and recently said he owes over $1 billion. He insists it's all part of his game plan, adding, "If I go bust, the bank goes bust too, not my problem," but of course, it does become someone else's problem, usually the taxpayers. Ironically, Kiyosaki has criticized other gurus like Grant Cardone for their dishonesty, all while keeping quiet about his own affiliations with controversial MLM company Amway. Kiyosaki continues to stay in the spotlight, trying to remain relevant in the red pill space, appearing on podcasts, and teaming up with figures like George Miller to promote dubious crypto projects, targeting vulnerable young men seeking financial freedom. Number 3. Dan Lok, the cult of high-ticket sales. Dan Lok, the self-proclaimed mentor to millions, is another fake guru whose schemes have left many financially and emotionally drained. Lok's courses promise wealth through skills like copywriting and high-ticket sales, but the reality is far from what he advertises. The so-called inner circle, accessible only after paying thousands of dollars, offered nothing more than empty promises and relentless upsells. Lok's marketing strategy heavily relied on creating a mystique around his success, portraying himself as an untouchable millionaire mentor with exclusive knowledge. He often used expensive rented cars and properties to convey an illusion of success, while continuously encouraging his followers to invest in themselves by buying more of his courses. His aggressive sales tactics created an environment where students felt pressured into spending more money in hopes of finally reaching financial independence. Many former students have reported that the content provided in Lok's courses was either overly simplistic or readily available for free online. The high-ticket courses were often nothing more than motivational rhetoric, with no actionable strategies to achieve the promised results. Lok's business model seemed to focus on extracting as much money as possible from his followers, with each course designed to funnel them into the next, more expensive offering. Beyond the financial exploitation, Lok also fostered a cult-like atmosphere within his community. He positioned himself as a figure of authority, discouraging criticism and using legal threats to silence detractors. This environment of fear and manipulation left many students feeling isolated and betrayed, realizing too late that they had been part of a carefully constructed facade aimed at enriching Lok at their expense. Former students have described Lok's program as exploitative, pressuring members into high-ticket sales that led them into even more debt. He cultivated a cult-like atmosphere, silencing critics with legal threats. Even his extravagant claims of living in multi-million-dollar mansions turned out to be false, as he was sued for failing to pay rent on a penthouse he only rented for weekend shoots. all to keep up appearances. Number 4. Kiara Henderson, the trucking guru's false promises. Kiara Henderson, known as the trucking guru, built her empire promising to teach students how to make millions in the trucking industry. She positioned herself as an expert, claiming that her methods could make anyone successful in the supposedly recession-proof trucking sector. Yet records show her trucking businesses were far from the success she claimed. Despite boasting about having over 140 trucks, the truth is she owned only a handful, and her companies lacked the required authorizations to operate. Many of her ventures were riddled with operational challenges, and her promises of easy success turned out to be largely fabricated, leaving her followers disillusioned and financially burdened. Former students have reported losing large sums of money, with one even waiting over a year for a truck they purchased, which never arrived. Many students experienced financial devastation, and Kiara's carefully crafted narrative fell apart under scrutiny, revealing not only her past as an ex-felon, but also the hollow nature of her business promises and the deception that fueled her brand. Number 5. Anthony Farah, the timepiece Ponzi. Anthony Farah, known for his watch business timepiece gentleman, once presented himself as a high-end luxury dealer, living in Beverly Hills and showcasing his lavish lifestyle. His social media was filled with images of rare luxury watches, expensive cars, and exclusive parties, all contributing to the illusion of success. But for Anthony, all that ended in 2023 when the FBI busted him for fraud. Farah was grabbing luxury watches, selling them off for cash, and absconding with the cash for himself without paying the original owners. And so before long, the complaints started pouring in. It became pretty clear that Farah was running a pretty shady operation, just using new shipments to cover old debts, kind of like a Ponzi scheme. When he got arrested, it really showed how weak his whole setup was, and a number of clients were left heartbroken, not just losing their fancy watches but also their faith in the luxury watch scene. So the whole plan of Anthony was actually nothing more than a bad Ponzi scheme. And at the end, he even received a 20-year sentence in a federal prison. Well, he stole money to rent fancy cars, to go on some wild trips to Vegas, and to support this fake life. As thinking over everything, Anthony said, "Living this fake lifestyle is eating me alive." Number 6. Iman Gaji, the hyped SMMA guru. Iman Gaji, a young entrepreneur, gained prominence by promoting the social media marketing agency SMMA model, convincing thousands of people that they could achieve financial freedom by starting their own digital marketing agencies. His videos, filled with expensive cars, luxury trips, and tales of his teenage rise to wealth, were designed to captivate young viewers looking for a way out of the 9-to-5 grind. But as more people signed up for his high-ticket courses, cracks began to show. Gadzhi's courses promised students the tools to start a profitable SMMA, but many former students have reported that the content was either basic information freely available online or full of impractical advice. As with other fake gurus, Gadzhi relied heavily on the allure of his own apparent success to sell his courses, pushing the idea that if he could do it, anyone could. But the reality for many of his followers was far from the luxury lifestyle he portrayed. Recently, Gadzhi has come under fire for pushing dubious crypto investments and leveraging fear-based marketing to sell his courses. So some former students become pretty irate, complaining they've been led to believe they enter some infallible sort of program, and when they leave they have only debt and disappointment. Gadzhi's over-the-top marketing and the cult-like atmosphere of his community has led many to brand him simply as another fake guru ripping off other people's dreams without giving much back. The stories of Kiyosaki, Kevin David, Dan Lok, Anthony Farah, Kiara Henderson, and Iman Gaji all share a common thread, an empire built on deceit and manipulation. They had promised us freedom, money, and success in our lives. All they brought was broken promises, financial messes, and thousands of people who trusted them just to be totally disappointed. You know, all that flashy lifestyle, expensive automobiles, and such motivational talks really pulled people in for the idea that it all came easily. But if you look closer, there's a whole different story with empty promises, shady schemes, and them not caring at all about their followers' well-being. Truths always come out eventually, and such fake gurus remind how very risky it gets in trying to pursue quick cash. So where are all the fake gurus? Well, some of them are broke, some are in jail, and a bunch trying too hard to stay in the limelight. These fake gurus only prove that real money doesn't derive from expensive courses or crowded seminars or empty promises. It's all about working hard, learning, and integrity, things the fake gurus never bothered about. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.